Assalamu alaikum guys, this is me Mohammed. Welcome back to my channel. Finally guys, today is the day 31 of our 3 years machine learning challenge, where we have started the challenge with the Python programming language, and so far in 30 days we have almost completed the Python programming language. And today is our day 31 and we are going to learn about learn the Python string formatting. So let's start the video without wasting our time, but make sure to subscribe my channel and also like the video so that it motivates me, right? So let's make another file, and here I am going to make first of all another folder which is day 31. And today we will try to just complete these three modules, these three tutorials, so that we will complete our Python programming language, and then we will enter the projects time. Okay, we will make a separate video for that. If you are new on this channel, you can watch my first video on this channel where I have explained the 3 years machine learning challenge. How is this challenge and what we have to uh, cover in this challenge. Okay, so first of all I am going to make a string formatting in Python, right? It is going to be the file number 79, and then string formatting underscore python dot py. All right, enter, and let's write the subject here and also the author, the string formatting in Python. All right, then we have the author, comma, and today's date is date 30. Finally, 30 August. You would like this, but that's right. 30, not 20, 30 August 2025. Let's make it comment and let's start a tutorial. So f string was introduced in Python 3.6 and is now the preferred way of formatting string. If you are watching my videos from the beginning, then you should know that sometime I use the f string. I name it f string, so this is what we call the f string. What is f string? We will study it today's video. Before Python 3.6 we had to use the format method, okay, but now we just use the f string. So f string allows you to format selected parts of a string. To specify a string as an f string, simply put an f in front of the string, literally like this. Okay, so we will write it like this: text equals to f, and then this string. Inside the string write anything. If I am saying that I am Muhammad, okay, so this is an f string. So what is the benefit of this? The benefit of this is that inside it, if I want to do some mathematical operation, or I want to add a method, a function, or anything I want, a variable, something like this, so I can add here. For that I have just used these things, and you can see that the color of this has been changed. So if I print the txt, then you can see that it will print the 2 3s are, it means 2 into 3, 3 2 3 times is 6, right? So it will print the 6. But if it were the if this were the simple string, then it was not possible. If I make it a simple string here, then you can see that it will just print the 2 into 3. But if I add the f here again it will print 2 into 3 is equals to 6. Okay, all right, so we can use the placeholder. So this is called a placeholder that I have just used. Right inside it I can use the variable, which I have already told you that we can use the variable. Here is a variable price. The price of this, the price is price dollars, right? So it will just print the value of price, which is 59. Similarly, a placeholder can also include a modifier to format the value. So A modifier is included by adding a colon followed by a legal formatting type like .2f, which means fixed point number with two decimals. Okay, so it will print the 59.00 as we are using the formatting. So we will study about the formatting in this video below in the section, but here we have just used, if we use the colon and then the formatting .2f, it means that we have two decimals. Okay, so you can keep the format, you can also format a value directly without keeping it in a variable. So it is not necessary to make a variable, we can just make it like this, which we have already seen in my code that I wrote. Then perform operation in f string. We can also perform operations like multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, and so on, which we have already done. So it is very useful. Of course it is very useful, you have already seen me using this f string many times. So you can also perform the if else, means you can also add the conditions inside the strings, inside the strings. And when I say inside the string, it means inside the placeholders. In these placeholders we can do anything that in Python we can do, almost anything. Okay, so expensive if price is greater than 50, else cheap. Okay, then execute function in f strings. So we can also execute the function. You can see that apples dot upper, it will write that a double p in capital letters. Similarly, the function does not have to be built in Python method. You can create your own functions. We can create our own functions inside this. Here you can see that we have made our created our own function, and then we are executing our own function here. Similarly, we have some more modifiers like .2f. We have some more modifiers here. We can see that we have colon, and it means that greater left aligns the result within the available space. So it will left align the result, it will right align the result within the available space. You have to read it, okay, carefully. Then it will center align the result, and then equals means that place a sign to the leftmost position, then plus use as a plus sign to indicate if the result is positive or negative, and negative for negative values only. Plus will indicate both the positive or negative, but use a minus sign for negative only. So, and just colon and then space, use a space to insert an extra space. We can also add an extra space and a minus before sign negative numbers. Okay, then we have the comma, use a comma as a thousand separator. Then okay, let's see how we can do this. Let's see. Okay, I guess wait a minute, let's just remove this, and I am writing it here like this. Sorry, not like this, but I guess like this. And then I guess I have to use 000. Let's do it. Okay, it is giving me an error as this is not valid. Let's do it like this. Okay, now it is just printing the 1, not anything else here. So what we can use, but instead of using the formatting, we can just print it like this. It will just print that. Okay, it is not printing that, instead it is printing it like that. So I don't know why. Let's do it here like this. Okay, so this is like this, it will work as a thousand separator. Okay, then we have to use an underscore for a thousand separator. Okay, for thousand separator we can also use the underscore. Let's do this one also. Just add here, clear the terminal here, and now we are here. You can see that we can do this. Okay, we are doing it actually. Then B for the binary format. Let's see how it is gonna work. B for binary format. Let's run it. Here you can see that it is giving us the binary format. Let's say we are, as today I studied about the letter D, which is 1000100. So let's check it out. Today in our class I read it, right? I learned about D. Okay, let's see now. Okay, it is not doing it. Let's see it like this then. It is also giving me an error, I guess. Yes, D is not defined, but not T. D, the value of D is 68 by the way, so it will convert it into 1000100. Here you can see that 1000100. So D, the value of D is basically the D is equal to D is equals to 68. It is the ASCII value, okay? ASCII value of D. The D is converted into 68, and then 68 is converting into B. Okay, all right. Then the C converts the value into the corresponding Unicode character. So what is the character of what is the Unicode? Okay, you can also say that actually. Let's see if we can do it like this: the D colon C. Okay, it is not doing like that. Let's do the 68. Do the 68 again. Okay, it is converting into the D. Okay, it is the Unicode. Okay, you can see that 68 is converted into D. All right. And then decimal format, it will convert into decimal scientific format or with a lowercase e. Okay, similarly scientific format but with an uppercase e. Then we have fixed point form, fixed point number format, and fixed point number format in uppercase. Okay, shows INF, NAN, INF and NAN. Okay, so then we have the G for general format and capital G for general format using an uppercase E for scientific notation. Then EO for octal, X for hexa format or lowercase, capital X for hex format or uppercase, and for number format and percentage for percentage format. Then we have string format. So before by 3.6 we use the format method to format strings, right? The format method can still be used, but if strings are faster and the preferred way for the formatting string. Okay, so I'm not gonna do that format method, right? The next example in this page demonstrates how to format strings with the format method. The format method also uses curly brackets as placeholders, but the syntax is slightly different. How? Add a placeholder where you want to display the price, here like this, sorry, here like this, right? We have the price, the text, this is placeholder dollars, and then txt dot format, and inside it we are placing the for the price, right? So it is quite difficult, like you are using two lines for your code which you can do in one line. So I don't think so it is a preferred way. Of course the f string is the more preferred way. You can add parameters inside the curly brackets to specify how to convert the value. So you can add the parameters inside. Yes, yes, it is talking about this thing, but we have already read that. So format the price to be displayed as a number with two decimals. So this we have already done. Check out all formatting types in our string format reference. String format reference, these are something that are in depth or that we can use in our projects if we need, but we are not required to study them. Okay, now, so multiple values, if you want to more values, just add more values to the format method. We can add more values to format method, or and add more placeholders. We have also then need to be add more placeholders like this. Then quantity will be, I want quantity pieces of item number, and then we have price here. So this is, but this is quite difficult, I guess, right? So then we have item index number. You can use index number, a number inside the curly brackets 0, to be sure the values are placed in the correct placeholder. It means that this is 0, so, and this is 0, so it will go into this. This is 1, so this will go into this, and this is 2, and so this will go into this. Okay, also if you want to refer this to the same value more than once, you use the index. So what we can do is that use the one here, which is name. His name is name is age years old, right? Like this. Then we have name indexes. You can also use indexes names like car name, like model. Okay, it is quite easy, not that much difficult, but again, the F string is more convenient. Exercise, what placeholders are used? So it is the curly brackets. Curly brackets are used as a placeholder inside the F string. So then we have a next question here, that use the price variable and S string syntax to display the price with decimals, with two decimals. So how we can use that? We'll just write the price, then colon, then dot, then two, then F. Okay, and it will give us the answer with two decimals. So use an if statement inside the string placeholders to return perfect if the price is 100 and okay if the price is not 100. Okay, let's write the perfect. Perfect. Okay. If, man, it is so much. Okay, so it has already written, right? Perfect. If price equals to 100, else. Okay, then let's run it. And next question, this is also a correct answer from my side. Consider the following code: price 1000, text equals to the price is price dot comma, then it will, what will be the printed result? So the printed result is going to be one, which this was done by us already. Okay, so it is quite easy for me. Submit and note. Next exercise was just close this. Okay, here from here just close it. You click on the next from here, and here we have stepped into the user input. So in this tutorial we will learn about how we can get the input from a user, which is very easy. So how we can do is that, first of all, I am going to just make a new file here, and a new file here is not there, but here I'm going to make it. Let's say this is 80 underscore input underscore python.py. So here I am going to write a subject here, that input in Python, right? Input, come on man, input in Python. Then we have the author of this file also. Then we have the date, which is 30th August 2025. Here I have to add the 30th, and just make it as comment. So here we are back again. Due to some issue I have to just stop the video. So here we are going to learn about how we can get the input from the user, right? So user input, Python allows for user input. That means that we are able to ask the user for input. It means that as so far we are writing our own data in the variables, but in many, not in many, but you can say that in almost in every case we have to get the data from the user. The user will put the data and we will store it, and we will do some operation on that. So like that, right? So the following example asks for for your name, and when you enter a name it gets printed on the screen. Here you can see that. Here how we can do is that it is asking the wrong way. Actually we can simply, okay, let's for now just do it like that. Print, enter your name please. Actually, as they are teaching to us, that they are actually correct. So what is your name please? Right, enter your name please, and then we will just add another, which you can say that, let's say it is called name, and then we have the input, and then we will print the name. Okay, all right, we will use the f string which we have just learned. Come on man, it is here. Okay, we will add an f string here. Let's say this is an f string. Okay, we'll write it like this: hello, welcome, name. Okay, then we will add the name here, and let's see how we get the answer. Okay, the output. I am just going to execute this. It is asking me for the name. Enter your name please. I'm going to here enter my name just like a user. Okay, and then it is saying that hello, welcome Muhammad Qamar. Okay, so you now get the idea of how websites call you by your name, that hello or welcome, uh, your name, right? So this is how we get the input, and this is what we are going to learn in this video. So it was about the input. It is, but this method is now so old, we are not going to use this method. We will are going to learn about something else. Python stop executing when it comes to the input. When Python, actually Python is an interpreted language, so it executes like line by line. So when Python execute this line, then Python come to this line, and when execute this line, it stops until here you can see that, and continues when the user has given some input. Until you give it some input, it will stop here. Okay, when you give it some input, then it will execute this line also. So then we have the using prompt. In the above example, in the example above, the user had to input their name on a new line. You have seen that I have just wrote that the here in my code. I wrote it here, not here. But what if we enter our name here? It will be more good, right? So let's learn about that. So the Python input function has a prompt parameter which acts as a message you can put in front of the user input on the same line. So what is that? We can just add here the as name equals to input. Then inside it, I am in entering this string is called a parameter or a prompt parameter. Okay, so this is a prompt. You can say that enter your name please, and then I am printing again the same thing here. Just clear this line, I mean this terminal, and run it again. This time I am printing here. You can see that, right? I can add here anything. I am, let's say, printing it here is okay like this, and here you can see that hello, welcome Shamsul Qamar. Okay, all right, so then we have the multiple inputs. You can also take a multiple inputs, like you can add as many input as you want. Python will stop executing at each of them, waiting for user input. Okay, how we can do is that, what is your favorite animal? Do you want a favorite? What is your favorite color? And what is your favorite number? So how we can do is that it is very simple, or you can say a very simple program, right? Like this, I'm going to write it here. Let's say first of all I'm taking an input from the user. Let's say I'm taking his name input. Inside it I am giving it as enter your name please. Then print the same thing again, just I will just print it here like this. Okay, then I will write it favorite one equals to input. Inside it enter your favorite animal name, right? Your favorite OURIT, right? Favorite animal. Similarly two more, then I will add here 2, add here 3, and your favorite animal, your favorite color, your favorite number. Okay, then I will print that. Do you want, do you want what? Do you want the favorite? It means that it is the his favorite animal, right? His favorite animal. uh let's see it here. His favorite animal, not favorite color, animal. Okay, with favorite legs. His favorite color, animal. Okay, then we have his favorite animal, which is here, and then uh with favorite numbers. Just write the f here and it will give you the value. Then you can just enter it. Okay, f, and here from here you can just select that with legs. Okay, so now just clear the terminal from here, execute this code from here. Enter your name, please. I am writing this time just Muhammad. Enter it. Hello, welcome Muhammad Kumar. And then we have enter your favorite animal. Let's say my favorite animal is, let's say, cat. Enter your favorite color. Let's say my favorite color is white, and let's say for 4, right? So it is asking me, saying me that, do you want white cat with 4 legs? Then, like, again we can add more and more code like this. Okay, so this is how we take the input from a user, or you can make games, you can do many things here. All right, just close it from here. We have input number. The input from the user is treated as a string, even if it, in the above example, you can input a number. The Python interpreter will still treat it as a string. You can convert the input into a number with a float, a function. So what it is saying, that it means that when I put something in the input, it means that when a user writes something, when I was writing something here, so even though I am writing a 4, which is a number, but still it is treated as a string. It is not treated as a number. So this is because of the input, this input function. It just gets the input in the string format. Okay, here you can see that in the string format, but we can take the input as a, as an integer, as a number, right? How? We have to use a float, uh float method. Float, you can see the method, or float constructor. This will convert this input, which is a string, into a float. Okay, similarly, let's see, just add it in the correct place, which number is here. So I will just add a float here. We can also add an integer, but this integer cannot have decimals, but float can have decimals as well as numbers. So that's why float is more convenient to use. Okay, this time it is still gonna work, but this time it is more the correct way, because we are working with the number. So when you are working with a number, make sure to just write the float here. Okay, so that it will be more easy for you to handle the code that you write. Here you can see that x equals to enter a number, then find the square root of the number. How we can find the square root of the number is that, first of all, we will use the math module. Then from the math module, we will use the square root function or method, and then on the x we will apply the float constructor. This float will convert this x, which is in a string, and this will be converted into a float number. It means that into a decimal number, and then the square root of x is y will be our answer. Okay, these are something that is so much easy. We have already done this type of questions so much, but again, for the sake of this video, I will again do these things. Okay, let's write this code here. X equals to input Here I will ask for a number. Enter a number please. Okay, just a number. And then I will let's make another variable, and inside it I will just write the math is not present here because I have not imported it, so I will just import it here. I can import it here also, but the best way is that to import something in the head of your program, the of your file. Okay, I am importing the math from here. Okay, just like this, and then I will write it here, math dot, then I will use a square root, and inside it I will apply the float on the x, which is right now a string will be converted into a float number. You can see that, you can just say that into a number, from a string, from a text form into a number. Okay, then I'm printing the f string here, print into that we have that the square root UAI square root of, here we will, inside a placeholder we write the variable x is y, right? The square root of x is y, so we will just write it like this. Now let's execute it. Here enter a number. I am, let's say, writing 4. When I run it, here we can do it like square root of 4 is 2.0. 0 means nothing, and we are not required to write the 0, but due to the float it is writing the 0 there. We can also remove it by formatting, which we have just learned, but I guess it is okay. Okay, so it is not an issue to write the 0 with something. So validate input, so it is a good practice to validate any input from the user. In the above example, an error will occur if the user inputs something other than a number. To avoid getting an error, we can test the input, and if it is not a number, the user could get a message like wrong input, please try again, and allowed to make a new input. So how we can do is that I will try to make it by myself. Okay, here you can see that the problem here is that with this code is that problem here with this code is that if I run it again, and if, what if I print the Muhammad here, so it is giving me an error and it is stopping it, right? Because this cannot be converted into a float. You can give it a text, but we are using a float constructor here, and text cannot be converted into numbers directly. So that's why, not directly but not indirectly, we cannot convert a text into uh, a number. Okay, as it is very hard for us. Computer can do that, but we can't do it. Okay, so this float function cannot do that. It is the limitation of the float. So what we can do is that we have to just check if the user is giving us a correct values or not. Okay, I am making another variable. Let's say just copy this, and we will just change the variables and things. Okay, I am just making it on comment uncomment. Okay, and then I will just change the a here, and then is that here I am just changing the variables. Okay, right now. Okay, we also are required to change these variables, but before printing them I want to check if the user is giving us a number or not. Okay, so how we can do is that, let's see how it they are doing it. Okay, y equals to true. While y is equals to true, x equals to input, enter a number, try x equals to float comma float x, and then Okay, they are using it. It is, I guess, something wrong is here. Okay, input, enter a number. A simple way is that what I can do is that instead of writing a new line, I will just convert it into a float from here. Okay, and it will be more easy for me to understand the code. It is now I'm getting a float number, and let's say the user is giving me Muhammad, and then you can see that it is giving me now an error. It is not the error of this line, but it is the error of this line, as Muhammad cannot be square rooted, right? So now I want to check if the, let's say I say that from here, I will say that while true, inside it we will write this, while true, ask this question. Okay, then I will say that if a is equals to equals to what, equals to float, uh, how we can ask it here is that equals to float, let's say they are going to enter a number, true float dot x, y equals to false, print except wrong input, please try again. Okay, let's ask this question from the ChatGPT, that I want to ask the user for a number, and if the user is not inputting, giving me an input as a number, and instead of a number he is giving a text, you can say that a string. So how I can check if it is a string or not a string, like as a condition in Python? Just give me the idea, not the code. So it is very necessary to say to the ChatGPT that just give me an idea, not the code, because if you get the code directly, then it will, you will just copy and paste it. So just ask for the idea, not the code, so that you just understand what you have to do. Okay, here's the idea, not the code. Okay, when you take input in Python, it always comes as a string, right? We know that. To know if it is validate number, is it is a valid number or just text, you can convert it into a number like float or integer. It will be convert, if the conversion succeed, then it was a float, then it was a number. If the conversion fails and raises an error when it was text, a string, it that it is not a number. So the condition is, can this string be converted into a string? Okay, so actually if someone is putting here something wrong, he is getting the error. Okay, like if now somebody is giving me some wrong thing, right? Let's say Muhammad. So what it is saying that could not, in the line 57 we have the error. Okay, by the way, in the line 57, which is this line, okay, could not convert string to float. Muhammad cannot be converted into a float. So I want to give it a message then here instead of giving an error. Okay, so let's try this. Okay, accept, and then or instead of accept, I will just okay, wait a minute, for I will use the else here, okay, instead of, no, we cannot use the else directly instead of using the except. So let's do it again from here. Except, please, wrong input, please try again. Try x equals to this line has been added, and then we are having this line. Okay, now I understand that how I can check if a number, if the input is string or a number. But then I want that the code should not stop. Instead of stopping the execution, I want to give a message to the user and that he is giving an invalid input, and try again, and then again using while loop I will ask him again. So just give me the idea, not the code, okay? So this is how you can ask the ChatGPT. That's why I am making the raw videos that you can learn with me again also, okay? Here's the idea. Use a while loop that keeps running until yes. We have already used this. And then inside the loop, ask the user for the input. Try converting it into a number. If it works, break out of the loop. If it fails, show a message like invalid input, please enter a number, and let the loop continue. This way the program doesn't stop, it just keeps asking until the input is correct. Would you like me to explain for both integers and decimal? No, I do not want it, but I just want to get the concept here. So how we can do is that, just remove that. Right now we have this while true uh, loop, but when I ask for this, it is saying that it cannot be converted into a number, okay? Okay, now let's ask for a simple, give me just a code that is not completed, just give me an ideal code, okay? It will just give me a code that I can get idea from. I do not want the code completely. This is how you can learn, okay? Or you can ask for the pseudocode, okay, instead of this. So it is saying that while true user input, we will first of all ask for the input. We will just remove the input or the float from here, okay? Then we will try, what we will try that is try converting the input into a string or float. Then if it's successful, break the loop. We will use the break, except we will print invalid message, let the loop continues pass, okay? All right. So now I got the point. First of all, we are doing the wrong thing here. Actually, we are not allowed here to, as we are asking here for the float, so that's why it will give us error always, okay? First of all, we will say that, um, let's say b equals to, let's say this is we call c equals to float into a, okay? This a will be converted into float. If it is converted into float, we will just break it, and then we will, or if it is not true, then we will use the except here. Then here we will print a message that uh, invalid input, please enter a number, okay? and then we will use the pass here. Not the password, uh, continue. Okay, there's the pass. And now let's try this here. He's asking me for a number. I am giving it Muhammad again. Now again it's saying me that invalid input. So let's add a continue here also. So it is still not working. Let's see what is the problem here. If it is successful, we will break the loop, let the loop continue. Okay, the loop will continue, and we will just have to keep the pass option here. Okay, it does not mean that we have to use the continue, but just the pass here. Okay, then okay, like this. Now clear the terminal. Now again I'm giving it Muhammad. Again it is that must be real, not string. 65. Okay, we have a string here. Okay, 65. So let's convert it into C, not A. I have already a mistake here. So what is C is here, so I am going to give it like this. So and we'll remove it from here, and if this line is true, then we will run it like this. Else no, it is not working because we are breaking it there. If that line is true, it will just break there. So let's run it again. Again C is not defined. Okay, C is not defined. C is defined but inside here. So what we can do then? What we can do here. Now let's ask for give me a code now. Number will be converted into a float user input, and then print your entered you entered a valid number, which is a number, then break. Okay, and else we will give an exception here, which I am not giving, by the way. So first of all I have to give it a value, that value error. Why this is not defined, man? It is defined. Let's make, okay, before while loop we have to make something like this. Let's see is 0 right now. M here. Okay, here you can see that the square root of what it is giving me. Let's say that here I am giving it none instead of 0. I am giving it a none. Okay, and okay, for a second, just kill this terminal. I will add a new line here. Instead of here I will just add here, okay, a new line like this. M, I'm entering it, and the none type. Okay, so I have to remove this also. Just make a new number here. That C is not defined. It is saying that, let's say the A is converted into this, and then again A is written here. So now let's execute it here. I'm writing the M here. Here you can see that must be a real. It is not a string. Okay, so it is again not working, which is due to my wrong syntax. Actually, I want to do something else, and I am asking the ChatGPT something else. So let's just copy my own code and let's give it to the ChatGPT, and he will tell about it what we are doing wrong. Okay, nice try, but your code has a logic issue. Okay, you are calculating square root, of course, right? But after the try except, so what we have to do is that instead of that we will just uh, do it outside of the loop, not inside the loop. Okay, we will come out of the loop and then it will work. M, here you can see that I have here it was a wrong, so that's why it is again asking me for the input. I please invalid input, please enter a number, and then I am entering a number here. The square root is this. Okay, so that's how it has to be done. So today's video is a little bit lengthy, but I hope so you got the point how you can solve your problems, your coding problems, and maybe you have learned something new in today's video. So that was it for today's video, guys. See you in the next video. Make sure to subscribe my channel and like the video. Allah Hafiz.